Hello everyone, hope you're doing and welcome back to my channel. Today we are at day 4 of the December daily LeetCode challenge. And as if you are remembering this correctly, for the first 2 days we had easy question, and yesterday we again had easier question, but that was of a medium level, but that was easier, I will say. And again today we have something very interesting. So this kind of questions tell us that see you cannot solve this kind of question in brute force approach. Okay, we'll see them. See, it's easy, but you have to just understand the logic here. Once you understand the logic, once you understand which algorithm to apply, that is which topic to apply here, then we are good. Okay, then this becomes very easy. Okay, though they mentioned like these concepts of subsequence and all these things, it doesn't matter here because we are not going to use actually those algorithms related to subsequences to solve this question. Okay? So if you're afraid to see this question, don't be afraid. It's very easy. We'll see that out, right? So yeah, fine. Let's start today's question. It is 2825. Make string a subsequence using cyclic increments. Okay, so let's quickly see the question. See, basically we are given two. Okay, let me zoom in first. Yeah, you're basically given two strings as your input, right? And finally, you have to return a boolean as your answer, whether true or false, right? So what they're saying is you are given a you are given two zero index strings. Yeah, these are the ones in operation. See, they are not defining what is operation. Please pay attention here because the whole question revolves around that. Okay, the way they have given is very tricky. But after take a pen and paper and try to write down what is happening, you will get to know that these are very simple things which are happening. They're just trying to make it hard, you know because of the way they mention it. Okay, let's see that. So what is operation? The operation, you can select. Okay, in operation you are basically selecting a set of indices in string 1, and for each index in the set, increment string 1 to the next character cyclically. That is, a becomes b, becomes c, and z becomes a cyclically. Okay, so what you are doing, basically selecting set of indexes in string 1, and for each of those indexes, what you are doing, you are basically rolling them over to the next character cyclically. That is, z becomes a becomes b, and so on. Okay, cyclically. We'll understand this whole thing in a minute, but let's finish the question first. Return true if it is possible to make string to a subsequence of string 1 by performing the operation at most once. See, they have mentioned at most once, but this doesn't make any sense here. Why? Because see, in a single operation itself, you can select any number of indexes. Okay, you can select any number of indexes in a single operation itself. So the writing at most one doesn't make sense here. Okay, they are just trying to manipulate you. They're just trying to uh, like they are just trying to make you feel that there's something which is above and beyond your head. Okay, but that's not the case here. Remember that they're just trying to confuse you. It's not like that. So then they're giving the definition of subsequence, which is not important in this case. We will see that how. So see here, friends, what is happening is, see, for example, you're given a, b, and c. Okay, you can select any. See, I'm just going to explain in a very simple way. Okay, so if you have not answered the question, don't worry. It's very simple. See, you are given a, b, c here. So what you can do is select any character. Okay, any number of characters in this you want. Okay, for example, I can select a, I can select b, or I can select a and c, anything that you want. Okay, select anything like that, and then roll it over to the next. Okay, for example, okay, let me just quickly add this and show it to you. For example, I am, see, my given string is, let us say, a, b, c, d. Okay, but out of that, I want to apply the operation on any particular set of indexes. Okay, for example, I am taking a and c. Okay, then I'm applying the operation on them. It becomes b and it becomes d. So what my string will look like? It will look like, see, A will become B, right? So it will be B, and then C will become D, right? So it will be DD. Okay. So this is how my ultimate string will look like. Okay. So this they are talking about in this operation. So what they're saying, you can select any character in str1. Okay. You can select any character in str1 and then roll it over to their next characters. Okay. For example, Z will become A and A will become C and so on. Okay. So what I'm doing in this case, I'm selecting AC. I'm rolling them over by one characters. So A becomes B, C becomes D. Okay. You can do this for any character. For example, in this case, let us say I am now taking A, B, and C as my set. Okay, I'm taking A, B, and C as my set of indices. Okay, that is the indexes which are representing A, B, and C. I'm taking them, and then I'm going to roll them over. So what it will look like? It will look like B, C, and D. Okay, so what will happen now? Instead of ABC, what you will write? Instead of ABC, will write B, C, and D. B, C, and D, and the final D will again remain. So this is how it will be. Okay. So now let me show you the trivial case. For example, here Z is present, and let's say some other thing A, B, and C is present. Okay. So here what I'm doing, let's say I'm only selecting Z. So what will Z happen to Z? See, when you are rolling over Z, it will be in a cyclic manner. Remember that because they're mentioning that. So Z will become A in this case. Okay. So what the string will look like? It will become double A, B, and C. Okay. This is how it will look like. So I'm just showing you the examples. Basically, you can select any number of characters. Okay. It need not be it need not be adjacent or anything like that. Select anything and then roll it over to the next character. Okay, that is the basic idea. I hope you are getting the gist of the question here. Okay, So what is the next thing is return true if it is possible to make string 1, that is string 2, a subsequence of str1. Okay, now comes the most important part. So what is subsequence basically? Subsequence, they have given the definition, we can go through it, but please be mindful that sub and subsequence are totally two different things. Okay, they are not the same, remember that. So if you see in this case, okay, let me just write these things and show it to you. For example, I have a, b, and c. Okay, now they're giving the string to us a and d. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to apply the operation. So this is my string 1. Okay, just a second. Yeah, this is my string 1. Yeah, this is my string 1 and this is my string 2. Fine. So what you have to do is you have to apply the operation in such a way that this particular thing should be able to, should be a substring in this. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to get a and d in this. Okay, so what I can do at a max, I can do is I can roll over certain indexes. Okay, for example, here a and a are matching, so I need not do anything with a, so a will remain like that only. Now b I can roll over. After rolling over b, what will become? It will become c. But is it going to help me? No, I want d here. So rolling over b is not going to help me in any way. So I will remain b as it is. I will let the b remain as it is. Then comes c. If I roll over c, it becomes d. So d is here. So we want the rollover of c. So in this case, I'm rolling over c to get this. So basically, in string 1, I'm rolling over only one thing, which is c. Okay, when I roll over c, I'm going to get this as the final string, and then this becomes a substring of this. Why it is substring? Try to understand this fact. Substring basically means that the sequence in which this comes. For example, a comes first and d comes second. Okay, similarly here, if you see, a comes first and then d comes. So that is what is meant by subsequence. Remember, when we say a subsequence, we are basically referring to the sequence in which the things are appearing. See, a is appearing first and then d is appearing. Okay, see, now you will ask me, where is b? See, b are not talking about b. Remember, you're talking about sequence. Sequence means that one thing should come before the second thing. Okay, that is the all. Okay, what is there in between them, that doesn't matter. Okay, as simple as that. A should come first and only then d should come. It doesn't matter what is between a and d. Okay, similarly here, a comes first and d comes next. Okay, in between them something is there, but that is not important to us. Okay, so that is the basic idea of this question. Okay, so I've given the tracing for example 1, and if you see the other examples, basically in this case what is happening is, see, you are given a and d. Okay, we'll have to just see, for example, z, if we roll over, it becomes a, so we are good with a. Then if you roll over c, it's going to become d, so again we are good with a and d both. So finally we are returning true as the answer, and you can go through the other examples. Just one thing you have to be very careful is that, see the constraints, it's going to be 10 power 5. Okay, so only a approach which is O of n or O of n log n, only then you will be able to get your answer accepted. Okay, otherwise you will not be able to clear the solutions. Okay, and all of them are going to be lowercase, which is going to be advantage for us, remember that. And let us see what we can do here. So I'm going to show you the 2 point approach. What is that? See, idea is very simple. When you talk about a substring, basically what is happening is that till this character comes, how this character will come, see, either it will be present as it is. Okay, that is the first option, or it will be present in a rollover way. That is, I will roll over something to get this here. Okay, that is the only thing, right? So we'll do that only. We'll do a 2 pointer approach using O of n solution. What we are going to do, see, first of all, I'm declaring two of the pointers. What are they? See, I is going to be the pointer for str1. Okay, it will tell where you are in str1. Similarly, j is going to be the pointer for str2. Okay, as similar as that. Now I'm just capturing the length of both of them. Fine. Then I'm going to run a while loop. Okay, this while loop will learn till we are, okay, till I is less than n1 and j is less than n2. If any one of them crosses their last limit, they will be coming out of this while loop. Okay, as simple as that. What I am taking, see, I am going to take their ordinal portion. See, what is ordinality? See, this is something different that you will not see in Java. I will show the Java solution also, but see, this is a difference in Python and Java. Ordinality basically means the SQL of it. Okay, if you see here, the ordinal value of A is 97, the ordinal value of Z is 122. So this basically means the SQL of them. Okay, this is basically converted into a number. That's the basic idea, right? So I'm taking the ordinal portions, and based on this only, I'm going to the rest of the calculations. Okay, what is the first case? If A1 is equal to A2, like we saw here, this A is exactly same as the, sorry, here this a is exactly same as this a. Okay, in that case also we are good, we can go to the next character. That is, I am done with a, I will now go to d. That is the basic idea here, right? Same thing, if a1 is equal to a2, there is the first case, or a1 plus 1 is equal to a2. What is a1 plus 1? A1 plus 1, basically I'm trying to simulate the rolling over. Okay, the way they're saying increment this thing to the next character cyclically. Okay, this roll over operation I'm going to do using this. A1 plus 1 is equal to a2. So this is the case. Then if I roll over this particular index I, this particular index I, that is the value present in the index I, then I'm going to get a number which is, get a digit which is present in my string 2. Okay, remember that. If this condition becomes true, that is the case, right? Other than that, the only trivial case that will come to us is when z is present, okay, in string 1. Remember, z is present in string 1, For example, in this case, okay, Z was present, what happens? Z becomes A. Okay, so this case also we have to check, okay, because here we cannot do a plus one and check this. Okay, that's why this condition will not follow in that case. Only for Z we have to do this. Okay, when A1 is equal to 120, was 122, 120 is basically the ordinal position for Z. Okay, if A1 has this and A2 has 97, what is 97? 97 is basically A. So what the idea here is, we can roll over Z to get A. Okay, that is the basic idea. Remember that. Okay, that is the basic idea. Remember, this is the same as this case, but since we are doing the rollover after Z, so this will not be following on its own. Okay, you'll have to code it out on. See, after that, see, SQL of ends are different, right? The A will not come after that, right? So to simulate that, I am just writing this extra condition. This is only for Z. Okay, remember that. Rest of the things are very generic, but this thing is only for Z. As simple as that. Whenever any of this condition is true, what I have to do? I have to go to next character in string 2. Why? See, the idea here is, for this character I have found a way to, I found a character in string 1. So I need to go to the next character, see if I can find anything for this. Okay, that is the basic idea. And irrespective of whether this happens or not, I have to keep incrementing I. Okay, till I reaches the last limit, I have to keep doing that. Okay, as simple as that. Once we come out of this loop, remember, I will check what is the value of j. If j is equal to n2, that is the last value of that. Okay, remember, j will be from 0 to n2 minus 1. Remember that. But at last it will happen a plus 1 and it will become equal to n2. If this is the case, that means everything present in the string 2 has a value in string 1, that is in the same sequence. Remember that. That is the basic meaning of substring. Remember that. That is, every character here in the string 2 is present in the same sequence in string 1. Okay, then we can conclude that string 2 is basically a subsequence of string 1 after applying certain number of operations, that is after applying some 0 or 1 operation. Remember that. In that case, we have to return true, otherwise we have to return false. So let me quickly run this and show you. So if you see here, basically this clearing all the test cases. Okay, this is a 2-pointer approach. Why? See, basically we are using just 2 pointers, and in the worst case, remember, in the worst case what will happen? We are going to go through all the all the values in this and all the values in this. Okay, as simple as that. But yeah, like in the worst case only. But remember, once we are done with this, okay, we can come out. Basically, the idea here is, one option that you can include here is, after doing an increment in j, just check whether j has become equal to n2. In that case, you can just come out of it and return n2. That is what you can do, is you can add this condition here itself, so that we can stop the processing. Yeah, just a second. Yeah, we can basically stop the processing once we are reaching the end. Okay, that is something that you can add. But in the worst case, what will happen is, we are going to go through all the characters in this and all the characters in this. Okay, as soon as that. So in that case, the space, sorry, the time complexity of this is going to be O of n1 plus n2. Okay, remember that. And compared to space complexity, if you see here, we are just using some constants only. Okay, we are not using something which is dependent on n as such. Okay, that is not the case. So that is why it's O of 1 space complexity and O of n1 plus n2 time complexity. And these are something just I've written for your reference. So this was in Python, but in Java we are not going to use this. Okay, now coming to the Java solution of it. Yeah, this is the Java solution. Exactly same thing I'm doing. I'm using 2 pointers. I is for the string 1, J is for string 2. I'm capturing their length. Okay. Remember, this is a string basically. So for capturing the length of a string, you have to use this function. Next, the same thing which I did in the Python. I am, first of all, getting the characters. Remember, in Python, what we did is, we got their ASCII values using the ordinarily, function. But in this case, I don't want their ASCII values as such. I'm just, remember one thing: ASCII values and the characters are, interchangeable in Java and C++. So remember that. So we are just going to do the same. It depends on the data type in which you are storing. If I keep it as an int, then the ASCII value will store. If I keep it as a character, the character will store. As simple as that. Okay. They're interchangeable. Remember that. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to the character at that position. I'm storing it in A1. Same thing I'm doing for the string 2. I'm going to the jth position and storing it as A2. Then I'm doing the same condition that I did in Python. Okay, these are the exact same conditions, but slight difference will be that, because we are not using the ASCII values in that. Okay, that is, we are not doing the ordinary operation. So what we are doing, I'm just checking whether each of them are same. That is first case. Other cases, when I can transform by index to get the the character in the second string. Okay, that's a1 plus 1 is equal to a2. Other cases, the very trivial case, this will happen only for z. That is, if a1 is z and a2 is a, then also it can happen, right? I can roll, that is, I can apply that operation on the index in which z is present, and it will become a. Okay, in all these cases I have to do j1 plus 1. Okay, j is equal to j plus 1, if this condition is true. In all other cases, like if this becomes 2 or not, that doesn't matter, but I plus 1 will always happen. Okay, as simple as that. Once we come out of the loop, we are going to check this, And finally we have to return false if we are not returning true. Okay, simple as that. If j is equal to 0 to n2, that is all the characters in my string are now visited and all of them are present in the same sequence as they are present in string 2, then I have to return true. Remember, that is the definition of a substring. Sorry, subsequence. Subsequence means the sequence in which these characters are present in string 2, they should be present in the same sequence in string 1. So if that is the case, then string 2 can be called a subsequence of string 1. Remember that. And we have written true in that case, otherwise we have written false. I've already submitted the solution and it also got accepted. This was like around 95 to 99%. It is beating all the test cases. It is beating all the solutions. So yeah, that was all for this video. Again, the space and time constraint for this also remains the same as that of the Python, because we're not using anything different as such. Okay, the approach still remains the same. The inbuilt libraries we are not using as such, so it's not going to be something which is dependent on the programming language. So yeah, that was all for today. I hope you're enjoying the December daily code challenge. These are some of the easy questions. I agree with that, but believe me, keep doing. I'm damn sure that by the time the new year comes, you will get that confidence and you will be able to do it. Remember, I've seen people who are they were like nothing initially. They started doing these challenges every day, like even if they are getting the answer or not getting, that's not important. They kept doing it, and finally they are at a stage where they already cracked multiple companies. They are already holding offers of multiple companies. Still they are not living doing this particular thing because they know this is something that changed their life. Okay, so they are not living this thing now. That's what I want to tell you. You will get offers, you will get everything. Even after reaching certain height, do not leave this coding. This will change your life. Remember that if you are already at a very high position, that is good, but you have to keep doing this coding, because ultimately when you switch, these things will be required. Remember that. So Yafan, that was all for today. I hope you are at least understanding something, you are learning something new out of my solutions. If you are learning anything from me, or if you want to ask anything from me, please do comment below. I'm always reading all the comments. And if you are really learning something from my videos, if it's contributing anything in your learning, please like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you uh, I hope you are feeling this content. You are liking this content. See you tomorrow. Thanks a lot.